Cheryl Macy, and I'm back here with a video for you guys. So this is a quick render slash Lil Blender tutorial for you guys. It's a video, it's like a Blender animation video, but also gonna kind of give y'all like little stuff in between. Anyways, the things you're gonna need is Sims 4 Studio. You're also gonna need Sims Ripper. You're also gonna need 2 Blender programs, which is Blender. You can choose either Blender 3.5 or Blender 3.6, but mostly everyone's using 3.6. Or here's my second program that you're gonna need, either 2.78 or 2.79. So for example, I have 3.5, but I'm using 2.78, or you can use 2.79, whichever works. Okay, now if not, you do it the other way around. Anyways, also I'm also showing y'all right now how to do the settings for y'all Sims 4 pathway. Now I'm gonna pause the video here. So to explain this is that Sims 4 Studio, you're gonna need it because you're gonna turn your poses into Blender files. So when you go up here to settings, it's gonna show like, is it directly going to your Blender pathway. The Blender pathway you want it to be on is 2.78 or 9, depending on which Blender, which main Blender that you've chosen to Blender in. So if you're using 3.5, you're gonna choose the pathway on this 2.78 or 2.79. Like I said, which one ever works for 3.5. I think I'm using 2.79, I want to say. Now I'm just showing y'all how to do the pathway, but my pathway was already there, and I just basically already have mine saved. So make sure y'all saved it as we're going. So once we get through that, I also got Coco Games Pinches up here because she's gonna basically help y'all with like how to get y'all filters to look right. So for example, you don't want your Blender animation video or Blender picture to look too dark or too light, and her settings were just right. So I suggest that you also follow along with that. So now I'm just gonna skip through it, fast forward to where we're now opening Blender. So now that we're opening Blender, my Blender is pink. All right, my Blender is not gonna look like yours, but it can look like mine. Just go type in on Google now. On Google, you want to type in pink Blender themes and like go to Google Images, and you'll see pictures of like which ones that you may like, or you know, stuff like that, because I need to see pictures on how my Blender would look if I were to use it, you know, like a little image preview. Anyways, now I'm showing y'all like how to basically rotate it with the camera in the box. I'm also going to show y'all in a few minutes on how to get rid of it. It should be in a couple seconds, but a couple seconds I should be like coming before I show y'all how to get rid of it. What y'all want to do is click on collection and left click on it. Left click on collection. Then it's gonna pop up this little sidebar over here. It's gonna say delete hierarchy, and just delete that bit. Click on delete hierarchy. It automatically deletes it. Now you see nothing there. Poof, it's in Wonderland. Now I don't know at this point why it's still rotating, but now we're gonna get into at the top where it got the little circles up here by the options. Those are called viewpoint shaders. Now viewpoint shaders is where it's gonna show your sim, she or he, in either whatever color you want them to be in. Like for example, if you don't want them to have like no type of color, you would choose the second one, the second shader. Now I chose either the third or the very last one to the third, which is the 4 fully like how I want everything to look, but I always choose the third. So in this video here, you're gonna choose the third. So once you choose the third, you can still kind of rotate around, see how everything looks clean, bling blow. Then next over here, I am showing you how to make 2 windows, because the camera is just gonna be for your second window or however you want to use it. For that second window, it's gonna be like a little cross, y'all. It's like it looks like a cross. You're gonna go over here all the way to the Blender logo at the top. And at the Blender logo at the top, where it has file next to it, it says file right next to that Blender logo. And it's gonna be a cross. And all you're gonna do is take it and slide it over like what I just did. Take it, slide that bit right over. And as you see, I'm still rotating it. Rotating the ZYX cameras. The rotations over here. So now as we're getting into that, what you want to do is go next to that Blender logo while I'm clicking on file. Then you want to click on import Collada Day as a DAE. All right. Then you're gonna go to the sim that you took out of Sims 4 Ripper, you guys. At this point, you should have already took your sim out of Sims 4 Ripper, put her in a folder where it show everything. So also, like how my folders are organized, you guys, is I put Blender Render. I named it Blender Render. So I got Blender saves where I want to save it each time that I'm working in Blender, or I got Blender Sims. So every Blender Sim, I got a folder of each sim in that one big old folder. And then also I got Blender Render animation videos where it show all my animation videos where it's located at. If I need to go pull one out or go work on it some more, just in case, or blah blah blah. See how far along I got. And then I also got some more stuff in that Blender Render folder itself on how it's organized. But as you see up here, this is how it is organized. So now we're going to the sim that I want. So now once we go to the sim that I want, she's gonna show up. He or she is gonna show up right here in the middle. And as you see, she is showing up in color, just like how you want it. You want her in color. This is my beautiful sim that I made in Sims 4. Okay. Yes, I made her from scratch, you guys. I had to make my own base sim and everything. Yes, she kind of looks like Kaleka Kim Sims. One of her sims, I want to say, because that's assuming that's what everybody's gonna say from what I was looking at earlier. By the way, I did not use her skin on this sim, so I'm no way using her skin on this sim. No way in copying her just to make this video clear. Okay, we work hard over here, 100%, and I definitely love her stuff. She works very hard for her stuff. So highly recommend, like, if you want skins, definitely go to Kaleka Kim Sim. She makes beautiful skins. But on this sim, I am not using her skin. I have to find out what skin I'm using. Let's see. Now, as we're going on here, I'm going to find the little Blender animation that I use, like King Black Cinema. So King Black Cinema right here has the best animations. I wanted her to do like she got her hair done animation. That's what I did. So now we're gonna export it out into my downloads, you guys. And it's gonna take a minute to, by the way, download, because it is a lot. By the way, what is she talking about? This thing. Okay, never mind. I'll fix it later. So as you see now, you see like the animation here. So what I did, I always double click on the animation because you want to see how long the video is going to be. Now this thing was like 400 and something, and you got to see exactly what she's doing, how she's going to do it. I literally had to go down there to the start button, do 31 to, I think it was 31 to something. So I did not want her to start like very slow. So I didn't want her to start at 0. So as you see, like, she's looking around. She got her hair did. Looks very great, blah, blah, blah. She's sitting in her chair. So as you see, we're still making sure the animation, seeing how long the animation is, and I'm basically doing this to show me where I need to stop at and where do I need to begin at, because you don't want to start at 0. So now once I've done that, we're back into my main blender, which is 3.5. We're going to add this action to her. And that's where the second window comes in also, you guys. Like, it helps out with that. So as you see, like, I added the action to it here. And if you don't pop up action, that means you do not have the right Blender program for Sims 4 Studio. You do not have the right program for it. And you always want to delete scripts, by the way. So if y'all never actually seen like a Blender tutorial, like, I recommend you going to Comfort Sim. She do Blender animation tutorial video that I learned. That's how I personally learned, but I'm just showing y'all the process on what I do. So as you see, I'm gonna add the animation in and stuff. Let me see. So as you see, we got her sitting down in the chair, and I'm zooming in to see how far like she is moving to make sure everything's good. She's moving around with her neck, and once you see like how far you need to stop and go, I'm gonna speed it up to where I went on Pinterest, Tumblr, and all that good stuff to find my blender scene. I needed a hair salon blender scene. So what I did was I went on Pinterest, and I think I found it on Pinterest. That's how I did it. Let me make sure it came from, no, it came from Tumblr. Okay, yeah, it came from Tumblr. So as it coming from Tumblr and you download it, make sure y'all computer have enough RAM and space, you guys. Make sure y'all have enough space, because if y'all don't, that means your computer cannot handle Blender, and you definitely do need to go update that RAM in that computer and stop buying new computers just because you think you need one and you just spending money for no reason. I would suggest, if you got it like that, then spend it, babe. But I'm just be honest, like, if you want to get your dream computer, I say stack up to your dream computer. Don't just go buy a new one because you need one. Like, because it's like, I feel like you can't get the right parts for it. You can. You just have to go to Best Buy, Amazon. Trust the correct computer people to do it. Anyways, that was off topic. So as I'm just going through the little arrows, I'm showing you here how to do how to link the scene in Blender, right? So you're going to link it by pressing on collection, and you want to select everything that comes with the scene. So that means you want to take your mouse and drag it over everything, just like I just did. You want to take it, drag it over everything, and let it load in. It's gonna say shaders are still loading. Once it still do that, you guys, give it time to load it in and then move around. Don't start moving around once, if it's not loading in, because it'll just be going slower. So as I'm just showing y'all what it looks like, I need to pick my place where I wanted it. Now, for example, if y'all want her in that big old chair that I got over here, basically, you're going to make sure that your rig is selected anytime you move her. Make sure the rig is selected. Like how y'all see up here where it say rig and it's highlighted pink. Y'all, whatever y'all do, if it's not highlighted like that when you're moving her, her arms are going to look distorted. Her whole body is going to look like The Walking Dead. I'm serious. Very serious. I need to show y'all how to undo that, because a lot of people made that mistake. I know I did. It's like making errors and mistakes with Blender. But please, I recommend you make sure when you're moving her, make sure it looks just like this. It's highlighted up here on the side where you see everything else at. So as you're moving her, say if you want to use a big old chair, you're going to click S on your keyboard. It's going to size her basically big or small. This chair is pretty big, so you want your sim to be pretty big, but not too big to where a point like she looks like a ogre, a really tall ogre. By the way, you do not want that. So that's why I chose another chair, because I've used this scene before. I wanted to be somewhere different. I chose a small chair, so I just sized her just right. And when you're done sizing her, you want to click S again, and it'll take you back. It'll do the size that you want her to initially have. And these arrows, you guys, the green arrows is gonna help you move your sim, sit them down, blah blah blah. It's gonna show you. Now here, as I got her like sitting down, once I got her in the angle I need her to be, you want to do the camera. Now here, I'm showing y'all, like, make sure y'all gotta have her position right with this camera, because if not, it's not going to like look right in the second window that you're using. So once she's like positioned, you want to click on your keyboard. We're gonna click on Shift A. When you click on Shift A, you're gonna see add camera. You want to add camera, you guys. Once you add the camera, once you add the little camera right here, add the tool. Once you add the little camera, you pretty much want to go to on the side where it got like the little properties at on there. Showing you basically how to move this camera around. So as you see, I'm showing y'all how to rotate it. And I'm also showing y'all later on, like over here on the side camera, over here on the first camera over here, where it just got her belly. You want to make sure it got everything. So I'm really moved it there so that to make sure that y'all can see what I'm seeing. So make sure that y'all have everything that y'all need in this camera. Also, in a few minutes, I'm going to show y'all how to make y'all camera just right for TikTok. You want to do, usually do 1920 by, I want to say 1820 if it's a TikTok. If it's like a regular picture, I do like 1820 by 1820, I think. Yeah. So now here I'm showing y'all Coco Games Pinterest page. Highly recommend you go there. Showing y'all like the tutorial on how I got everything else there. And now I'm just gonna show y'all like the filters. This is where Coco Games filter come in at. Like you want to use 0.5. You want to use 0.500 and then 0.500 again. And you want to use the medium high contrast, because it's gonna help with the pick with anything that you're using. If you're using Evia Cycles, you'll see the big difference or whatever like that. Girl, that's already showing in here. Is that not showing in here? Let me see, y'all. Who posted this? But yeah, so now I'm showing y'all now how to denoise it up here using Eevees or Cycles. Now once you click on denoise, you're not gonna see those little holes that you like, the little, y'all see the little filter right there. It look crazy, but now it look clear, right? So once you do all that in the perfect lighting and stuff like that, you can put your own light in here. By the way, y'all, if y'all want y'all do your own lighting in here, remember click Shift plus A on your keyboard, Shift plus A, then add point. You want to add point and make sure that point is inside of the building if you're using an inside building, because it will not show the appropriate lighting. And you can't, and I'm right here where it got the little W watts right here next to the, I think they say 10 watts. That's how you'll turn it up. You'll turn it down and you'll turn the lighting up. If it's too light, of course, turn it down and stuff like that. So just make sure, like, you look at the lighting before you post anything. You want to make sure quality over quantity when you're doing this. So now here's my sim that I use. Y'all had to use another background. I couldn't take it. I had to use another background. I use Soul Aesthetic, that's her name, on Patreon. And my camera was A1, my lighting was A1. Bam. So this is how my sim came out in Blender. Okay, no edits, no nothing. Now this is the Blender animation video by King Black Cinema. Okay, as you see, my girl ate as usual. I could have did better with the little screen, you know, with her hair screen hanging down right there. Too much light, but I did good. I did all right. But anyways, you guys, thank y'all for watching thank you for watching everything. If I know it's all over the place, so I know some people are gonna come in like, girl, you all over the place. But that's because I had to record this 10 million times already. So if y'all have any questions, y'all please feel free to hit me up, let me know. I'm even gonna put my Discord name down there. Like, add me on Discord. Y'all need help, feel free, I'm gonna help y'all. So thank y'all.